join me live on YouTube. Ask me how I came to paint my apartment like this, like that. Numerology, logical, rational thinking, putting the big equation together that was already created in games, in situations, and understanding the difference up and down, high and low, add, subtract, sub, to the minus sun onto the addition. Multiplication of multiples of things. Numerology, come join me, Raphael 7286. You are the power of the CJJC. You are the power. You are the JC. You are the me. You are the we. You are the energy. Me and we 18 and we 28 cycle of the moon. The one spirit spinning the heaven of Rubik's Cube. Know the cube. Know the house of Kaaba. Know the house of Kaaba. We go around the house of Kaaba as it's the house of Kaaba that's moving us around. Your inspiration, your vibration, everything that is about you, spirit and soul. If you want to talk about the chakras, in Metatron, we live, that lives within us every moment of the day, from every breath we take, and it has never gone away. I'm happy I got that live somehow. So where did this come out? Just hold on a second, save. So it wasn't here. Oh yes, it was here. Oh yes, this is it. Wow. How am I going to get this? Hold on a second. Save video, playback, delete, create. Hold on a second, delete, re-edit. Let me see next. Okay, this is what I want. Select all, copy, back, quit editing, send it forward to here, send it here, paste it here, paste. Now that it's pasted there, let me see if I can find it. Paste it here, I can go here. Read more. Okay, read it all. Copy. And then put it over here. Just give me a second. I just saw your comment. Let me start off with my excuses because of the lack of knowledge in associating the definition along with the words. So I give it to you in layman terms. How did I come to paint my apartment this way? Let's say if information was like water, and you have a 30-gallon fish tank, and your brain is a 30-gallon fish tank, but yet hundreds of gallons are pouring in by the minute, not knowing where to put what or where to start, because everything was always something new, something new, something new, something new. I had to stop and I just started. I had to paint the floor. It didn't look good. I had the opportunity. My carpet was removed and I had to paint the floor. So I painted it gray. and then I dropped something and I saw design in it. So I outlined the design, and then my wall was all ugly, so I painted it, and I didn't like that. And then I say lines in the paint. And then I listened to a song, Another Brick on the Wall, so I started painting these bricks. And then they started to see within the design of the brick, there was a number 5 and 2, and there was an H and an I. And I knew that if I would measure the brick, I would have to measure the Z way and the N way to understand my angles. So I started to understand when I design a brick, I'm actually creating the flag of Great Britain. And at the same time, while I was doing that, and I had to do it on this square paper, I started to understand when I started to make the way the construction works is how to measure. I need to start at a concrete area space. So I had to start on a line from a point in between 4 windows. And I also noted, okay, that if you take a look, okay, over here, is that here's an area here. But if I was to pick a space to do something, I would go from here, 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 or here. Or I would just do it from the singular space. If I was to go around in my 360, this is what it would turn into. Now, if I was doing it on one angle over here, right, this would tell me something else. So then when I divided the A up like this, I noticed the A can be split in half. So now I had a right angle and a left angle, and I called it the delta angle. It's the DC angle because it creates a D and a C, and it looks like an angelfish. So now you figure if the artwork comes out of this, through the characters of letters that were created from the connection of connecting the dots with the dashes, also knowing that the Mayans do their count with a dash for 5 and a dot for 1, knowing the Hebrews have a line to express their vowels or dots to express their consonants and vowels together. So knowing all this and knowing how to connect my dots, I started to learn what the difference was, what is and what isn't. And then I found these beautiful things over here. I found these beautiful cubes over here. These cubes. And then when I looked at those cubes, I noticed something. That was we can play a game. And then they made a professional game and they called it craps. And in the game of craps, they told you how to do things. Let's do it the hard way, not the easy way. 10 out. So what does 10 out mean? When you were on, or you were off, or you were out. So I knew when I rolled a 7, once I was on, and I was on by a point, because that's the terminology in the game, I knew what was going on now with these cubes. And then when I looked at these cubes, and I saw the way they looked, and I picked up an instrument, right, that showed me 9 areas, that showed me a center area, that told me there were 9 to a face. So the barren cube, right, the barren cube had a 9 face. So then I knew every single cube had a 9 space. And I knew that the 2 was holding the 7 void. That I knew that the 1 was holding the 8 void. There's no 7 on the dice. There's no 8 on the dice, everybody said. Yes, John, I answered your question, but I am continuing on to the numerology. How does it help? Because every single word is now going to have a story. For every single letter is a character. Every letter in the alphabet has a numeric position. And now we have to understand some of the equations that go along with the numeric position that you will find the letter in, and how you can create these letters using the quadrille paper, what you can do and what you cannot do with reason. And if you do make changes, are you busting out of the 45-degree angle? Are you in the 1/24th? Let's say 1/24th of the day, or 1/48th of the day. If we went 1/48th of the day, I'm going to be talking about the E worlds, because that would be 48 parts of 30 minutes in the day. We also have to note that number 5 and number 3, they sort of play a role together, just like number 25 and number 15, they play a role together. You see, it's 15, right? It's 15 over 60, which is 1/4 of time. Or it's 30 over 60, which is 1/2, okay, of time. Now it can be 20, right, of 60, and it'll be 1/3 of time. It can also be 1/5 of 60, and then it would be 12%, right? Which was, hold on a second, 5 times. No, it was, hold on, what was that number again? Whoa, I was on a roll here remembering everything. Yes, it's 5 times 12 equals to 60, right? 5 times 12 equals to 60. I forget what that number is, right? Equals to 60. We also know that 30 times 2 equals to 60. We know 20 times 3 equals to 60. So now that I have this formation, I also know, right, that I have 3 times 120 degrees. To make it short, I also know that the 4 is 0.5 away, as the 3 is 0.5 away from the core meeting, where the core is 3.5. Reason why C and E, crap 11, meet in the center of the cube. Three and 5 meet together, crap 11. What is a crap? A crap is a 1 and 1, and it is a 2 and a 1. That's a crap. They usually bar the 66. This comes out of the game of craps. Now, what my reason I think they say this, why I think they say this, what does this mean to them and why are they doing it? What are the odds of this? If I believe correctly, and I don't like to guess, what is the payout for any craps in craps? So it's 7 to 1. So what happens at 7 to 1 of the any craps, of the 7 you need to get into the game, to be in the gateway of the game, which 7 is the division, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The point of the 7th gate over to 1 and 1. The line becomes the Mars where 1 and 1 come together, and the 7 is on top. The 7 is related. The 7 is related. It's 7 to 1, right? 7 to 1 is the payout. Plus the 1 chip you have, right? Because in the heavens you are of the 7th gate is the 1 chip you have, right? The 2 sides of the brain connect you, Luna, the Phobos, and Deimos. What's the value? Okay, I'm going to continue on with my piece over here after. Okay, why does the numeric position of a letter matter? Why does it matter? Well, what it is I use it for what I was given. I'm coming here, let's call this whole thing, my whole enactment here is a game, okay? Or in this piece, in this book, whatever it is on this channel, what I do is I take everything, any single word that has ever been created, and I break it down and I try to understand where it can be located elsewhere. So I use what everybody can see as I can see, as the majority of the people in North America will look at this as a calculator. They will see these as numbers. So I didn't change the position of these numbers, not yet. This is just a skeleton order. This is the order you see. But when you go to Saturn square, this changes. So all the elements we were shared, if we're the children of the Creator, or if we are the extension, being the children of the Creator, with actually no father, because we are directly a fragmentation, okay, grown from the circumference, the beta worlds, having the gateway within us, breathing in that aether in which brings into us not only the aether, the fire, but the information coming from the Holy Spirit. Call that spirit the cat. Call this the pound, where the life of the cat and the dog lives within inside of us. We are only in our own free will, but all our connection is the same womb. Whatever information you pick up, okay, the Creator Almighty knows it all. It's a know-it-all because it knows everything you're thinking for everything, every breath you take. So this is the information we were given, okay? It's a tool that we use, the 26-letter alphabet. Now, what I can do with this 26-letter alphabet with 26 numbers, right? I use the same tool I was taught in school. 1 through 26 equals to 351. 351 or 135 says ace. The S, the U, and the N, sun, also says ace. Because I can take the A letter, I can use it because they use that, okay, in blackjack. When they use it in blackjack, how are they creating it? They're showing it has movement. Therefore, the ace can be split up into 3 areas. Sorry, the ace can be split up into 2 areas. And 3 areas it can be used if it's designed basically for Earth use or for Mars use. The Mars I work with a single point. The Earth I use with a separation of a single square, adding Mercury, okay, inside of Mars. Okay, I add Mercury inside of Mars. And then it ends up looking something like this. I'm making this a little bit bigger so it's easier to see. But I'm going to design it like this. You might see it like this. Others might understand it like this. But they've seen this somewhere else. They've seen this over here, where the 1 is in the top corner and the 9 is in the opposite corner. Where 1 and 9, 3 and 7, 4 and 6, 2 and 8, create all your 10s. They talk about the minion. The minion, the minion. The understanding of 10. The understanding that we can use the 7 for the separation of the first 13 numbers and the 7 for the separation of the next 13 numbers. To note that I would not be the first one to do this. Gematria does this. The counting of 7, where no number is higher than 7, where G is the 7th number and T is the 7th number. And so to be regarded as the reverse in the alphabet of G is T, noted to be G7, T20. All reverse numbers will equal to 27. Now they gave the G, okay, a 7 and the T a 7. And they, instead of being opposite, they are now equals. Let me show you this. Over here is where you lie, you come into this world. Right? Now let me show you the position. Here is where you are. You are lying inside of here. 1 on one side, 1 on the other. When you see 7, this is the way the design goes. 1 through 7, down, and then up through 7 again. When you run it straight up, you run straight up to 15 over here. So the 7 ball, the 15, right here, when you're playing the game of pool, the 15 ball overlaps. Let me show you if I can get to this. I'm going to show you a screenshot, okay, of something about that design. Just 1 second. Or maybe I can show you as I'm doing this. Let me take a look. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can share the screen. Share screen. Okay. Share screen. Select window. Entire screen. Dave Wynn Miller. I'm going to give you the entire screen. Allow. Okay, hold on a second. So I can just make this smaller so you can see the screen, right? Right? So what you have over here, hold on. Yeah, so I got to see it myself what's going on. So we have one of these, so I'm just going to keep on, right? And with this, what you're going to get, right, is you're going to get, one is going to be here, and then 3 is going to be here, and then 5 is going to be here, and 7 is going to be here, right? And then what you're going to get is you're going to get 5 and here, and then you're going to get 3 is here, and yes, 1 is going to be over here. So, okay. Now what happens next is you're going to ask, where does 6 go? Well, 6 goes over here. We're going to make it a different color, right? So 6 goes here, and 6 goes here. Now, where does 7 go? Well, 7 is already there. So where does 8 go? Well, I'm going to show you about 8. You see 8, right, is right here. You see that as 8? I'm not sure if you can see me right now, but I want to show you something. That here's 8. The opposite side of the dice is 6. Now here's 6. The opposite of the dice is 8. So you know 6 and 8 go together, right? 6 and 8 are the polars of each other. So I learned to understand how the numbers move around. How the numbers move around, right? Have to understand how the numbers move around. I'm going to show you something else. We had 1 times 5 equals to 5. 1 plus 5 equals to 6. 6 plus 5 equals to 11, right? 1 and 1 is 2, right? The opposite is 2 times 6 equals 12. 2 plus 6 equals 8. 8 plus 12 equals 20. 2 plus 0 equals 2. Look at the mathematics that work along with the numbers on the cube. And I'm going to tell you right now, believe me, check it out for yourself. Do all the reverses and you'll see they're all alike. Just to note that we don't forget the word oxygen, right, is 667755. The word of crucifix, right, is 39339696. Here, 6, 7, and 8 meet. Now we saw that anomaly. Now we're going to go to the next anomaly, and the next anomaly is right over here, where the green, it's 9. Now you want to see something about 9? Whoop. 5 and 4, 9. 2 and 3, 5. 5 and 4 equals to 9, right? 2 and 3 equals to 5, right? And look at the math on this one. 5 times 4, 5 plus 4, 29 equals 11. 2 times 3, 2 plus 3, 5 and 6 equals 11. That's when your 5 and 9 come together. Inside 5 and 9 is 6 and 8, bringer of the 7th gate. What does numerology do? Do you want to know what numerology does? Do you want to know what numerology does? Do you want to know what the equations do to the numbers? So that we bring the equations to the numbers. So now we understand the equations, we can now further understand the numbers. And then when it comes to the analytics of somebody's life path, you can actually follow that their life path will change many, many times over the course. If you run it by the senses in the body to understand the senses in your body, if you run it to the 5 elements, if you run it to the 12 signs in the zodiac sign, knowing that every time you turn over your backside, if you are a rat, you will then look to the dragon, you will look to the monkey, you will look to the rat. If you are the ox, okay, if you are the ox, you will look to the snake, you will look to the rooster, you will look to the ox. If I move these into numbers, okay, if I move these into numbers, if you are born, okay, in the year 1986, okay, 1, 9, let's do this together. Let's do this together, okay? 1 and 9 and 8 and 6 equals to what? 24 slash 6. But when you're born in that 24, right, that is a 6 and 8, 24, leaving the 7th gate. That is the house planet. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 equals to 6 and 8 equals to 14. So you're born into the house planet to the divided gate as Aleph Delta, right? The delta angle, A through D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Every 4th one you turn over. Every 4th year is a leap year. This cube over here of 6 sides will turn over on the 4th demand. Why? 1, 2, 3. Now I got to go to the opposite side because it's all on the opposite side of the dice. 1, 2, 3 or not. And I can show you and prove to you one thing. The only thing I can prove to you, if I say I can find it and it exists, and if I say people around the world, okay, have diplomas that is being taught to the children that it exists, not to 10 or 20 or 30, but to 75%, I don't want to use more. Somebody might come up with the difference in which I've never learned yet. But to me, 99% of everything that I can show you, I show you from somewhere that it's already been done and somebody has a diploma. Okay, so I'm not an expert with, okay, I'm going to just get to this for a minute. I'm going to tell you right now, and I don't want to let you down, right? I'm not an expert with this. I'm still learning myself. I've never really done the analytics on anything. I know one thing, nothing is easy. You have to know that if you demand too much in life, you'll be always looking at that you didn't get something or you don't have something. You have to look around you and see what you have right now. See what you can do with what you have right now, okay? It's very hard to leave the material world out, to close your eyes to everything that's going on. How to satisfy your own vibration. Stop thinking that everything you do is wrong because of every choice you make. Right? You do know that if you are addicted to anything and you put your time in there, time is lost. Time is precious. Time is a tool. Time is a tool. It is also the beast because you have time limits. You have time limits. Time is a beast. Jesus and time, energy and time, they're all the same numbers. And they all lead to the same thing, the creation of the birth. The last element before your choice, before you take your mirror into the material world, being born into the house of Saturn, the black cube. So I'm not really here and I'm quite sure that all these psychologists, they're all going to say basically the same thing. So you've said, how can I use the numbers? How can you use the numbers? Okay. First of all, trust your intuition. Trust your intuition. Okay. So now, Also note that when you see 5 and 8 together, it represents Venus, right? Number 2, right? The second part of Venus is going to be 1 and 7. Now you're seeing a gateway. The third part of Venus is, I think, 3 and 9, and now that's your decision to take a creation within your own mind. Before something comes subject and put forth to be born on the 6th day through the 9 birth, everything you suggest that's new is always 9. When you put it into action, it turns into 6 plus the 1, or the 2, pending, representing those moons. I'm just trying to see where my mind was when I said what I just said. So your guidance, I mean, I know the reason I said the 5 and the 8 together, silver matrix, 85. I know mathematically, okay, they create 13 and 40, both 4s. They divide things up into 3. Mathematically, 4 times 4, 4 plus 4 is 16 and 8, equaling to 24 hours, 24 back to the number here, dividing of the 7th gate, right? Into the heavens before the action is taken within Luna, that 1 spirit, that extra point after the touchdown, the 6 and 1. Excuse me. So 5 and 8 also come together, okay, as when I put my hand up like this, it means stop. So when I put up a stop sign, the stop sign has 8 sides to it. When I create 8, it's a full stop. The star of our star system, you know, I work in addition and multiplication, and it creates a star. That's what it does. It creates a star. This is the Mars star. The Earth star, I like to do it this way. I'm just trying to see if I have this right. Now, where did I get this from? Do you want me to explain what this is? You see, this one's Mars 22. This is Earth 33. Mars will create a window equaling to 88. And Earth will create the pound key, or what is 1 and 26, or 18, 8 and 1. What is that? That is the Mars square, 2 square, 2 by 2 by 2 equaling to 8, to where, sorry, cubed, right? 2 cubed and 3 cubed, right? 2 cubed and 3 cubed equals to 3 cubed equals to 27, and 2 cubed, right, equals to what is 0, 8. The 2 squared, okay, no, sorry, the 2 cubed, okay, equals to 8, and the 3 squared equals to 9, 8 and 9. Our basic creation of alpha beta that brings us here within the 1 moon of Luna and the 2 moons of Mars coming in to us, bringing us to the 3 moons of creation. Number 15. Each one of these dots has a value of 5 on a base skeleton level, because there's many things we can do to change the value of these numbers and tell you an alternative story with reason, of course. There's always a reason. So we can see the screen over here what I did, right? And I showed you what number 9 did. I showed you the 1 part of 9, but here's the second part of 9. 6 and 3, 9, 4 and 1, 9. AD coming together, AD and BC coming together. So we did the AC, we did the BC. Let me just put these, see where these numbers came. 6 and 3 equals to 9. 1 and 4 equals to 5. And 18 and 4 equals to 9 equals to 27. Just give me a second. And then we had the 5 and 4 equals to 9, and the 2 and 3 equals to 5. See, this is an A, B, C, D basic game, right? Where we go A, B, C to the 6, right? Or the 60 seconds. And then we go B, C, D equals to the 9 or the 90 seconds. Till we go A, C, D equals to the 80. And the hold on a second. What did I get? A, B, C, A, B, D equals to the 70. I'm going to show you this over here. We start with A, B, C, D. It's 10 or it's 100%. We divide the groups up between A and D5 and living in B and C5, where C connects to all the groups, except for the last one to the 7th gate. So we play the 8 heaven and the 90, the 80 and the 90, the C connects. Watch how these letters connect. The life we live is the 60 seconds on the clock to the birth, which is the 432 DCB. If we would look at that in days, it would be 3 days. It'd be 3 days of 1,440 minutes on a day. Times 3 is 4,320. 1.5 times that number, or the value of the quarter of time, or 51, which is Mars, election day. 51 days remain to, was it Christmas? Why we need the election? The word on November 5th, it's called the key. It represents both Earth, Mars, Ace 11, dividing of everything on that day. The 5 is a representation of a higher valued number, which is the 12. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2, equals to what is 3 and 2 equaling to 5. The 11 is also a bunch of combinations. The 11 will recreate the 3. 1 times 3, 1 times 1, 1 plus 1, equals to 1 and 2 equals to 3, right? Right? Is that what you have? Right? So we're working on the same thing. So I have to understand what goes on in the numbers, where the numbers come from, okay, what they're doing, what they're moving around, you know. Now in numerology, they say 3 is for the criminal. They say number 3 is for communication. They also say 4 is for the cop, and they go together. Also in Hebrew or the Jewish, they say the cop is your head, right? And you also have to know that the 3rd and 4th planet, the 3rd and the 4th planet, Earth and Mars, are opposite of each other. They're only 0.5 away from the core of this cube, EC. The core of this cube is 3.5 or 1.25 times 28 days. Because if we stay away from the core of the cube, we get the 28-day cycle around. But if we go right into the heart of the cube of the light, then it becomes 35 days or 3.5 the cycle on this. Now, when we sell things that go in grams, and grams sell 28 for an ounce, and an ounce in French looks like number 11, or it says owns 11, because I don't know if it's English or French, just to let you know, I work everything balancing my words, English and French. I use them both. If I remember, or if somebody asks me, or it comes to be when I use it. If you want to look, I can show you more of this scaling over here. I just want to show you a little bit of this scaling before I make it go away, just to make it clear, right? So I'm going to take this, I'm going to move this down here. And what I'm going to do next, hold on a second, is let me take this from the bottom, right? So let me do this. Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to copy, and I'm going to paste, and then I'm going to flip it, right? Like that, right? I'm going to put this one in here. Like that, okay? And what I'm going to do next, I'm hoping, okay, and I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste, and then I'm going to flip it that way, right? Now, I'm not sure if I should do it like that, right? Or am I supposed to cover these up? For the skeleton, I leave it like this. But if I had to bring this all into the world, I do just like I did on the other side here, and I put 7 over 7, where there's only one 7. But it's 7 and 7, 14. Since I doubled it up, I now must give it angle and dimension. The same thing if I did this and I doubled it up. What would go in the center? We'd have 1 and 7, 17Q, but I'm going to leave it this way and put it, should I put it right next door? Or do I leave it over here with a gap? Well, the alphabet shows me this right over here, right? Shows me that 2 needs to connect with a gap. We're going to keep it like this. When I do this, right, the numbers change again. Hold on a second. I just want to make sure. Oh, my phone just plugged out. What this happens over here, I'll tell you that answer in my second, what the numbers say. In this over here, I'm going to get 9. Right, I'm going to put 9. Whoop. Whoop. I'm going to put 11. Right. I'm just doing this fast. 13. Now you see these two are touching, right? You want to see what happens? Watch what happens to this. Watch this. See, here's 13 over here. Well, guess what? Here, that's right. That's right. Number 15. Going up on this angle. Do you see that? The 15 ends up on the other side of the alphabet. Now the alphabet gets tied up because of the game of pull. There are how many stripes and how many solids? There are 8 solids. There are 7 stripes. The gateway, 7 and 8, do not forget it. It's made by 17Q. I can repeat this. The 15 locks at the top. The 7 is in the middle. The 7 and the 15 are opposite balls of each other. The 1 and the 9 is over here. They're opposite. The 3 and the 12, you see the 3 at the bottom when you want to see where the 12 fits in? The 12 fits in right over here. That's where 12 fits in. 2, 4, 6, 8 is what makes all the connections. Right over here. Except when you're coming down here, right, we're overlapping the same thing all the way down, and guess what? You know what goes over here? That's right. Number 13. And when number 13 goes over here, we end up with 91, 91. What does it mean? Add 1 through 13, and it equals to 91, which is the number to spirit, 91. And you want to know what also happens? Is when you add up these numbers, whoop, okay, this equals to 91. But if you add it up over here, just to number 12, it equals to 7 and 8. So you can see this one is female bat's mitzvah. This one also gets the 5, and this one over here gets the 7, right? You know what this says? This says, it's a gateway. It's 5G TV, it's a gateway. Television equals to 42, dividing the 7th gate. The word spirit, okay, if you have 4 times the spirit, it equals to 364. Well, guess what? 7 by 7 by 7 equals 343, Earth, Mars, Earth, right? Plus 7, 7, 7 equals to 21 equals to 364. Right? Let me just take that away, some of this. Right? And also, 13 by 7 equals to 91, right? Well, how about the Mayan calendar, right? The Mayan gridstone works in 7 and 13. Also to note that 13, 1 and 3 is 4 and 7, and that's, 4 and 7, and that's the beast. The asterisk is the star sign showing up in the 8th, and when you use this, you're actually using this, what can be non-disclosure agreement or DNA. All in the same words. which is your after the death before the Christ, AD, because this makes up your DNA. The reverse of that is your M, which creates this design over here, which represents 456, or noted to be the Federation. And the Federation is DEF. It's the Sun. It's the Sun Federation, right? It's the Sun Federation, not Confederation. 4, 5, and 6 is that DEF. The sixth of the sixth day you were born. You were born into the skeleton of the E world. You are born into the E world. You're born into the E world. Well, you tell me. Here's the die. What happens after the die, right? We no longer play the game of the soul, right? The game of the soul. We're right now inside the game of the soul. Where do I find that? Well, you said it's game. Inside your name is the game, in the card game, in the ball game. Take me out to the ball game, or take me out of the ball game. Take me out to the ball game. You know, for all those who want to see a little bit deeper and want to stretch their minds, don't only listen to my channel. I suggest you take bits and pieces and parts to learn David Wynn Miller. David Wynn Miller. Let me see if I can find that in the chat here somewhere. Are you still here, John? I'm going to give you your answer. How are you here? You're not here. I see what you wrote. I see your name, a name you put here. You came to birth. You didn't know before that, or you didn't remember. Now you know you're here. Well, wherever you are, you will always know you're there. And there will always be here, and it will always be now. And the choices you make, or what you choose to take, as the choices given to you, will be at that present time of now. And you've made a choice. While you're thinking to choose, you chose to think. I have left my body at least once that I 100% know, and that's when I had my heart attack. But there's a few other times when I floated between what they say, you're not in your right mind, but yet all I had was a vision within my mind. The only action I took was within myself. And because I did not partake outside into the world where someone can see my actions, nobody can see what I saw. I didn't share what I saw. Some told me to repeat the story of what I possibly saw. Well, I told them it was a dream. It was a thought process within my mind that the possibilities seem so real that when you're looking at something, it looks more than what it is. You don't know why. Why do I see 1111? Because of the game you are in. You are on the ring. You have put the ring onto the ninth finger of birth, to the fourth planet, to the mirror of Mars, taking on the energy matter M4, M13, bringing yourself into the E world, the 3.5, being the extension and the hand of God while you breathe the air, bringing in the spirit of birth. Hallelujah. On the 92nd day, what happened to you? We're going to take a 2-minute break while it shows nobody here, and we're going to see where everybody is. And if you want to help out the channel, it would be I would be happy to share a link. You can either send it to my PayPal account, which I just opened now. And here he is asking for money, right? No, it ain't like that. No way. Actually, it is way. There it is. There it is. I just posted it, right? Therefore, there it goes, right? But this is my only means of this reality. I'd like to take it to somewhere where we can do this as a school every single day. I'm going to put myself to work. You know what I'm saying? Putting myself to work. Finding myself that job. Okay? In numerology, when you're sure of yourself, I'm going to tell you right now what I am sure. I am 100% sure. And I need a little bit of help. I'm 100% sure that I didn't make this calculator, and I'm 100% sure that there's many people in the world that will say, I've used it, I've seen it, I know it, it's real. I will show you a dice cube, and people will say the same thing. And everything that I show you, you will say the same thing. Now I put the big equations to it. And what do I use? I'll use amateur or professional. I need to separate the amateur. I need to separate the Olympics. You know, just want to do something, copy. Not sure if this is going to work. Yeah, okay. Okay, so I did that here. Just 1 second. Oh yes, Mr. Leo Sater. I'm going to just, I don't know if you can see this screenshot here, right? Look at this over here, right? Take a look at that screenshot. Maybe I should get another, take a screenshot, right, of that screenshot. Download. Do another screenshot. Hold on a second. Screenshot, right? And then copy. Okay, very important, all of this, understanding the 360 is the empty circle, the 180 is the divided circle. Oh, you're not seeing this right now, right? So, let me show you. The 360 is the open circle. The 180 is the half moon, right? Here you see, are these quarter moons with the 120s? The 90. The 72, 5 by 72 for 360 degrees. There's a few ways to go into this. The 360 degrees, the 365 degrees, possibly because of Mars and Earth are different setups, right? I'm going to show you that and how we can see the H, the I, J, K. Here is the split of this. I'm not too sure which way you look at it. Just give me a second. Okay, I want to bring this back. I don't believe anybody is watching me. We have the Olympics. We have the how do you write amateur? Let me see. Okay, well, we have the pro. Well, I'm going to have to ask this because my phone's not opening. Amateur. A-M-A-T-E-U-R. And one of the things, it might be laziness, professional.
Here's the definition of professional, relating to or belonging to a profession.
So, professional. So, what is a profession?
Here's the definition of profession. A paid occupation, especially one that involves prolonged training and a formal qualification.
So, it's an occupation, okay? occupation. So you have to occupy equaling to 8. So are you branching out into the heavens? That would be one of the big questions, right? See, the thing about Olympic, let me see if I can get Olympic now. Olympic.
In Los Angeles, the 2028 Summer Olympics will start on Friday, July 14th, 2028, and will end on Sunday, July 30th, 2028.
So the Sunday, right, is 54 and 30, Pluto, okay? The 30th, okay, that it ends in the 7th month, right? It's in the 7th month on the 14th day, directed at the cube. Number 28 runs the cycle, right? 5 and 7. Do you want to see how this looks? Check this here. 5 times 4 equals to 20. Sorry, 7 times 4 equals to 28. This 5 is equal to what is 3 and 2, which is 1 and 2 equals to 3, which is, hold on a second, which is 1 and 1 equals to 2. And where does this stem out from? Well, it all stems out like this. 1 times 2, 2. 1 plus 2, 3. 3 and 2 equals to 5. 3 and 2 equals to 5. When it comes to 7, it's now 1 and 3, right? 1 plus 3 equals to 4. 1 times 3 equals to 3. 3 plus 4 equals to 7 minus the 4 equals to 1, bringing in the 7th gate, right? Now, the thing I just wanted to back up something, just jump off this subject and talk about, let me see, is it over here? We're going to get back to this. Yeah, let's finish with this, and then I'm going to come back to the beginning over here, right? We have the amateur, 1, 2, 15, 25, 35, 40, 61, 79, 39, and 25 is 64, 65, 66, 66, 76, 79. In the word here, amateur, right? When you say it in French, âme, right? It means soul. Now there's a dog and a cat. There's the Earth, right? And there's Mars. We have the basic beginning where there was Mercury and Venus. Also understand and add to that equation the matter, the energy. 74, 77, 81, 103, JC, 51, 52, 103, 24, and 26. 8 and 6, playing at the divided gate between 8 and 6, the dog and the cat. The X and the Z, A and C coming together. See this 1 and 3 coming together over here? Right? When this 1 and 3 comes together, that F and, hold on a second, that F and D come together. And everything gets to split in E. Let me show you where this is, not to confuse you anymore. I was just following protocol, so let me show you. Hold on, that's Rubik's Cube. Remember Rubik's Cube, right? Where's all my dice? Okay, just let's use these. I don't like these dice, right? I don't like these, but... Okay, so this is what happens. We get 6 and 8, right? 6 and 8. Well, this is 6 and 4, ends up in 6 and 4 again, right? But this is 8 and this is 6. Now, the reverse of the 26th letter Z or the 24th letter X is A and C, so we can get this. Now, the reverse of what is A is F6. And the reverse what is C is D4. Part of your federation separation and your operator. Inside of operator, okay, you can already see the 8. Note in 8, you do not need to have the extension, okay, with anything but an H or an EEN. When you go 18th or 18, we already have it implied. It's already a connecting gateway. It also to note that since it's a connecting gateway, it connects at the 7th gate. 7 and 8 come together, equals to 7 and 8. It's also known as 12 is 87, or October is 78. We also note that this number repeats itself. 7 times 8, 7 plus 8, equals to 56, and 15 equals to 71, equals to 26. So we know that it's split over here at Z. Both these two are both 88, splitting at the gate. 5 and 6, 11, 1 and 1 is 2. At the same time, the Q and the Z as 17 and 26 equaling to 43, so we have it the Republican red gates, right, is also 88. And on the ATM, they have shifted the Q and the Z from the 7 and the 9 key, right, from the 7 and the 9 key, and moved it over to the 1 key for the professional. They now operate and control. Am is soul, soul is in the dog, spirit is within the cat. Chien. It's not for nothing that they're 3 and 4 is Earth and Mars, and both become 3 and 3, both begin with CH. 11. 11 and 21, cat becomes 32, pig is 32, and also ram is 32. Ram is noted to be in am, inside your connection, right? Inside your connection. But if we have I don't know where I put it here, but if we had the pig at 32, or we have the pigs equaling to 51, did we have the Los Angeles Ram or the Los Angeles Rams equaling to 51? Did we look to see that on November 5th, is 25 days. Look, 25 days left in the month, plus the day. 25 days to December, lesser plus the day to the eve of, equaling to a total of 51 days. The puck drops on Mars is number 51. Where it's pig or ram, creation of 11, shifted into where Mars is, over here. When we have an alphabet shift, which means instead of going 1 through 26 equaling to 351, we go 1 through 36 equaling to 666. The alphabet shift will start A, 6, and Z, 31, totaling a total of 37, where 6 and 4 will come together, where Earth and Mars will come together, the dog and the cat will come together. To note that the 31 days or the actual movement of this planet Earth. Remember, Earth is like that, and Mars is like that. Mars is a 2 cube, and Earth is a 3 cube. Now we're going to go 2 square and 3 square, equaling to 9 and 4. On the 4th finger and the 9th finger, on the 27 areas of Rubik's Cube, where this rotates, that 8 heaven rotates inside of 27. So we're going to start to understand where the 12 comes up, right? Is it the 8 times? Is it the 8 times 1.5 5 equals to 12, right? Or is it the 6 times 2 equals to 12? One would be the E world for Mars. So this one over here makes the alphabet shift over here, in which once we do this, right, the word Mars, right, is where M was 13, now it's 18. 1 is now 6. Where R was 18, it's now 24. It joins the cat joins us. We are the 18, right? We are the one spirit in the heaven, and this one will be number 25. So you're going to have a total of Mars 71 instead of Mars 51. So Mars is control of that gate. Yeah, so I had to back out of a sale of something. My father asked me to put something up for sale, and he's had it for 30 years. And he just, he said for the price, he says, why am I giving it away? And I was thinking, you know what? We donate stuff. We donate, to organizations. You donate to an organization for free. But this, to give it away for a very low price, perhaps his thinking is someone's going to buy it and resell it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we give things away without thinking that where we're giving it to might resell it and not be helping anybody at all. So sometimes we have to think more than once, right? Doesn't matter what it is. I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. If you don't think and verify what's going on, I mean, it's not easy to give something away, is it? Not easy to give something away, right? When you give it away, right, even though your heart is full, right, fulfill your heart and make sure it's actually going to get to somebody. Like if you think that red cross or the blood, I don't know, go down to the bank. If you think you're 100% sure, right? Anyways, I have second thoughts, and I have second thoughts with reason. I did my homework. I've been doing these studies for 20 years and longer. I've been in search. And now that I have devoted my time and found the truth in the matter, I will also show you the wings. The wings are over here. We connect 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 to 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. This is where tennis comes in. You're 30 and then you're 10. We counted over here on the right side 2, 3, 6, and 9 to on the left side 1, 4, 7, and 8. We have 2 and 9, 11, 1 and 8, 9. Where this one and this one can come together. This is your 2 and 9. This is your 1 and 8. Inside your own wing. Your one wing is 9. Your other wing is 11. Your left and your right wing. Then you have this one over here, which is 4 through 9, 13, 26. And this one is 1 and 6, 7. Well, actually, it's 7 and 1, 2, 3, 6, 11, and 6. 17. Did I get that right? Let me see if I got that right. Let me write that down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 6 is 12. Sorry, it's 12. I wasn't counting the 5. Right? If we wanted to connect this over here, to understand this over here, we connect these 3 here with these 3 here. 1, 2, 3, 6, 12. 4, 7, 11, and 17, 28, the cycle rotation of the moon. We connect it over here through the 5 passage, and we rotate the 2 wings together. Now the 5, right, right? Where would the 5 be? I'm going to show you that design. Let me make one more of these. See, the two jacks will come together perhaps in this fashion. You'll better understand it, right? So here's where we have the 5, which will equal to 10 and 30, to what we have the 2, okay, equaling to 12 and 12 and 12 and 28, 12, 28, 12, 28, 10 and 30. So now if we go down to these dice cubes, right, and we're looking for the 10, so we're going to find 10. There's 7 missing here. Sorry, that's not a 10. There's 7 missing here and here. That's a 10. This is the 10 void. There's 3 missing here and there's 7 missing here, and that's a 10. My information is right here. The movement you saw of the wings is that of the rook in the game of chess. So I did what I did now. You saw that we're 51 days away from the elections. 51 days away from Christmas by the election day. I'm going to do that in a short live. Peace and love. Nobody's here to watch. I don't want to go on. I'm going to come back. I'm going to do another video. We're going to keep this one short, perhaps in a half an hour, 45 minutes. I will be back. Please help support the channel. And if you want to watch, here's my email. Tell me you're going to show up. If you're coming to the next live, show me you're going to show up. End stream. Peace.